Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the Choctaw Black community.
Again, we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
Peace, family. My name is Vicki Dillard for African Diaspora News Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to give the video a big thumbs up, and share. That helps to notify other people that we're here. And how many of you all know that's so important that you do that, because we are the counter voice to mainstream media's apparatus where they get the information out. And how many of you all know they don't speak for the issues that we speak to, which pertains to you. So when you get involved actively, deliberately, intentionally, you help to expand our unified global Black voice. For that, we say thank you so much. Dear family, you know that I have been doing nonstop coverage on our beloved brothers and sisters in South Africa. Now, I'm certainly not the one to speak on the on-the-ground domestic issues in terms of personal experience there. I'll leave that to the citizens and the constituents there, yes? But what I will say is that as a daughter of America and the descendant of the oppressed people that created and built these United States of America, nobody understands how this beast works better than we. So when I see that our country is targeting someone, and when I start to zoom in to really watch the actions and the tactics against them, the world might want to listen. We know this beast better than anybody. So when I am speaking to the issues that relate to South Africa or any other country, your sister here with the curly braids, beloved, I'm doing it from a perspective from the United States and how we engage and tend to undermine other nations. And I want us to be aware. Yes, while keeping in mind that there might be, of course, legitimate issues that must be worked through and resolved in your nations and countries, please don't ever lose sight of the forest for the trees. In this instance, I'm specifically speaking to Her Excellency, Dr. Naledi Pandor, which I have so much respect for. I understood early on that this Black woman was an extraordinary asset to not only South Africa, but to the world, and that she would be a real problem with an agenda that the globalists would want to implement. This is the reason why I speak on her behalf from a distance. I want you to watch this brief clip of a lecture that she recently participated in that was most disturbing. Watch this.
Urgently lead a thorough and impartial investigation into this matter, one that complies with international legal standards, to establish the facts and bring those responsible to justice. It is the collective duty of the international community to ensure that atrocities of this nature are duly prosecuted in terms of the Rome Statute and the Geneva Conventions. If all of this were happening in Africa, they would have already issued warrants. It took 3 weeks to issue warrants on Putin, 7 months, nothing on Prime Minister Netanyahu and his ministers. Of course, you'd have seen in reports today that the prosecutor of the ICC has received, like me, a letter from congressmen who have indicated that if you dare to issue a warrant, we will deal with you. Same letter I have received.
Okay, family, did you hear that? Apparently, she was speaking here, delivering the second annual Shireen Abu Akila Memorial Lecture at the University of Johannesburg in South Africa. I can't wait to go there and attend and to visit, rather, even some of these places. She was speaking there, and did you hear her say that she received the same threatening letter that the ICC received? Let me give you a little bit of insight, dear family, from this. And this is, I'm reading this excerpt from this law school, Juris News, which is law students reporting on the news concerning with the laws globally. Watch what they say here. The headline actually says, Republican U.S. senators send threatening letter to ICC prosecutor over possible Netanyahu arrest warrant. We know our dear sister has been calling out the ICC for a long time because in a matter of about 3 weeks, they issued an arrest warrant for President Putin because of the war with Ukraine. But we're now over 7 months with the massacre that's going on now with the Palestinian people, right? Listen to this. This letter that was sent to the ICC, which our sister said she received, Dr. Naledi Pandor said she received the same letter to Chief Prosecutor Kareem Khan on April 24th, threatening repercussions if the court issued an arrest warrant against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other officials, right? Watch what this piece says. It says that the signatories declared that they would take any warrant issued as, quote, not only a threat to Israel's sovereignty, but to the sovereignty of the United States. They threaten, quote, target Israel and we will target you. And any further action would, quote, end all American support for the ICC and, quote, bar Khan and his families from the United States. The letter ended, you have been warned. The letter was signed by Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, as well as Senators Tom Cotton of Arkansas, Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee, Katie Boyd Britt of Alabama, Ted Budd. I'm skipping here. Kevin Kramer, Ted Cruz, Bill Haggerty, Pete Rickens, Marco Rubio, Rick Scott, and Tim Scott of South Carolina. Family, I'm giving you those names so that you will know what's what and who's involved, the signatories. Talk about gangsterism. In fact, we can call them truly the American gangsters, the American political gangsters, let's call them. How dare you? This is the reason why the Globe says that they must reject your leadership of it because you don't have a respect for the law. You're not just saying that you don't respect the ICC's jurisdiction. You are literally threatening them and their families. Now, our dear sister, Dr. Naledi Pandor, tells us she received the same letter that the ICC received. And this is in part, at least from the United States. And ostensibly, if I'm correct in my gathering, when she says about this letter, it seems to imply she's talking about the letter the United States Congress sent. And if that is the one she's speaking of, did you hear the language that's in that letter? I've just given you excerpts from it. This is the reason why it is important that, yes, you address the very serious issues that happen in your country, but please see and understand that there is a global agenda to undermine, and they will use normal and natural tensions within your nation against your country as a whole. And they will be responsible for your undoing with your participation if you are not wise in how you move. Don't come here to the United States as some of the South Africans are criticizing your nation. Don't do that. Your nation is not a colonialist or an oppressive nation. Your nation is not one that goes about other countries supporting and backing and is the hidden hands to multiple coups and assassinations and theft of other countries and other nations' resources. Be careful. My name is Vicki Dillard, beloved. I teach powerful principles in my spiritual mastermind monthly school for a very low cost. If you want to ship-shape the planet and be spiritually fit, beloved, be sure to join today on my website at VickiPlanet.com. That's VICKI Planet.com, VickiPlanet.com. And of course, share the broadcast. I can't wait to see you again.